and welcome to lesson 1 in this Scratch tutorial series. So first you would want to make your own Scratch account. So as you can see, I'm signed in here into Scratch. Then you would want to create a project, and then you can add a title to your project. So when you create your project, you should see your sprite here. So when you create your project, Scratch automatically creates this sprite for you. So it's called Sprite 1, and it's of this cat-like object. So if you look on the left, you can see all the coding blocks. So these are all the blocks that are in Scratch. So each coding block does a different thing, and you can combine them to make lots of different projects. So for example, we could say when flag clicked. So what when flag clicked means is it does the code under here when the flag is clicked. You may also notice that the flag You may also notice that some of these event blocks have a round top and you cannot place any blocks on top of them. So those always go first. Then you can see this little outdent. So what that means is you can place another block with a small indent below it. So for now, let's go to the motion category. So the motion category is the light blue category. So if we scroll down, we can see move 10 steps. We can see all of the stuff, but we will want to drag out the move 10 steps blocks. So as you can see, when the flag is clicked, he will move 10 steps. So when we click the flag, he moves forward 10 steps. And so each time we click the flag, he moves forward by 10 steps, which is what the code literally says. So we can drag our sprite back to the left, and then we could press the flag again. So every time we press the flag, he moves forward 10 steps. Okay, so we can also make him move backwards, but we will want to do that when we click a button. So in this case, let's say when space key pressed. So this will activate all the code beneath it when we press the space key. So let's go to motion, and let's say move -10 steps. So when space key pressed, we'll move -10 steps. So when the flag is clicked, we'll move forward 10 steps, and when the space key is pressed, we'll move -10 steps. So when the flag is pressed, we'll move forward, and when we press the space key, we'll move backwards. So let's try it out. So if I press space 5 times, and then I press the flag 5 times, then I end up in the exact same spot. So I can press space a couple times and move backwards, and I can press the flag a couple times and move forward. Okay, so we can also make our character say things. So if we want to make our character say things, we can go in the looks category. So the looks is right under the motion, and the looks category is purple. So we can say, so when the flag is clicked, move forward 10 steps, and let's say I am moving forward. And then we could also drag another say and say, I am moving backwards. So when we click the flag and we move forward, our sprite will say, I am moving forward. And when we press the space key and move backwards, our sprite will likewise say, I am moving backwards. So let's try it out. So we just press the flag a few times, and our sprite says, I am moving forward. But when we press the space key a few times, then it says I am moving backwards, as our sprite was moving backwards. So we can alternate between pressing the flag and the space key a couple times, and you can see that it says I am moving forward when you press the flag, and it says I am moving backwards when you press the space key. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Okay, so now let's talk about moving up and down. So Scratch uses a X and Y coordinate grid. So we can see how it visualize it by drawing two lines through the middle. So if we were to draw two lines that were perpendicular to each other, I can't draw very straight lines, obviously, but so the one going up is the y-axis, and the one going from left to right is the x-axis. So if we were to increase the y, then we would move up. If we are to decrease the y, then we would move down. And if we increase our x, then we would move right, and if we decrease our x, we move left. So basically, what that means is we can go to the motion category, and we can drag out change y by 10. So right now, it says 10 here. So because 10 is a positive number, then change y by 10 will move our character up. So let's say when space key pressed, and then if we want to change which key, we can look at this drop down, and if we click this, we can see this drop down menu, and we can select a bunch of different keys. So I will select the up arrow key. So when up arrow key pressed, change y by 10. So it will go up whenever we press the up arrow. And we can also make it go down when we press the down arrow. So let's say when, and then if we click this drop down, we can select down arrow. So this says when down arrow key pressed. So if we navigate back to the motion, which is the blue category, we can select the change y, and then we can change the 10 to a -10. And so when we press the down arrow, we move down, and when we press the up arrow, we move up. Please pause the video, and you can drag these out on your own Scratch project. Okay, so now, as we said, I am moving forward when we move forward, and I am moving backwards when we move backwards. let's add I am moving up and down. So first, try and add them by yourself. So pause the video and see if you can do it yourself. I'll say the answer in 3 seconds. Okay, so if you figured it out, good job. So the answer is that we would go to the looks category, which is the purple category. And we would drag out, say, hello, and then we would click on this and we would change the hello to say, I am moving up. And so when we press the up arrow, you can see that it says I am moving up. Then we say I am moving down for when the down arrow key is pressed. Okay, so right now when we press space, we move right, and when we press space, we're moving left, and when we press the flag, we're moving right. So we can change this to the left and right arrow keys by, instead of saying when flag clicked, and we can change this to left arrow. So we can change this to when right arrow key is pressed, we'll move forward. When the left arrow key is pressed, we'll move backwards. And when the up arrow key is pressed, we'll move up. And when the down arrow key is pressed, we'll move down. So now we can use the arrow keys to move in all different kinds of directions. And our sprite will say what direction they're moving in. Okay, that's going to be it for this lesson. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.